It has been a big year, 514 heats surfed. There is 3 to go, and we still have to decide a Vans Triple Crown champion. We still have to decide a Pipe Masters champion, and we still have to find who our world champion will be for 2018. Jordy Smith up against Gabriel Medina, and already plenty of action. We're going to get you caught up in just a moment, but Jordy Smith has just been puffed out of a backdoor nugget. This is going to be a great heat. Ronnie Blakey with Ross Williams. Ross, this is exactly how you want the last day of the year to pan out. Julian Wilson hanging on by the skin of his teeth against Juan Daru, and he's going to take on Kelly Slater in the second semi, but this is a great matchup we have right here.
Okay, the waves are on fire right now. You know, it's really stepped up here, so a quick 7.5 there, or the score is still dropping in. Medina, first wave for him. Nice left-hander, just missed the ramp right there. You know he wanted to blast a big air. And this just happened, Ronnie. This is an amazing backdoor pit. Look at that thing. Oh my God. Wide open. That was one of the better backdoor barrels we've seen all day. That is going to be a massive score and a lot of pressure on Medina.
7.33 for Jordy Smith to kick things off. Gets the edge on Medina on that opening exchange, who banked to 7.17, waiting for the next number to drop for Smith, who is the only surfer now who can take the Vans Triple Crown title from Jesse Mendez. He needs to win the contest to claim that honour. And he has just dropped an 8.5. But don't worry about Gabriel just yet. We saw Connor Coffin put him in a tough spot in the last heat. He ended up coming back with a perfect 10. He's up now. The 2014 World Champ finding the exit. And as Ross said, the wave's absolutely firing now. Really creative line there on the inside. Neat little roundhouse to finish that one off.
Wow. Okay, so I feel like the judges kept the scale in control with that 8.5. You know, it could have even reached a 9 in my opinion. That was a really sick barrel that Jordy just got, but it's all relative, you know, and that's because these guys are both on fire. The waves are on fire. It's the best it's been all day. Really big, solid barrel there for Gabriel, but it was a quick one. The amount of time spent in the barrel is what will affect the score, but he was behind it. He was deep there for a split second.
It just doesn't get much better than this. The crowd really making some noise. Strider, can you hear it out there in the lineup?
It's crazy out here in the lineup. Each wave, you can see them pulling in. They're just driving just out of view, and all of a sudden, the crowd just goes wild, and you can just feel the vibration out in the lineup. Both surfers able to hear that. Both of them, even on the wave, you can hear him roaring as he come out of the barrel. It's incredible, and I cannot wait to see this thing go down. Man, Jordy, that second wave, all time. Medina, though, rising to the occasion. This kid is out of control. Can you believe Julian Wilson just hung on by the hair of his teeth in that last one? I love this game, baby. It's going down to the wire.
It's exactly how we pictured it. I think everyone really believed that Julian had the composure and the form to get himself to this position. What I think everyone also believed is that Gabriel would be a major threat for the event win here. We know if Gabriel progresses through this heat, the world title's over. The world title race is done. He does get that world title. So this is a huge moment for him. And it's great to see him having to work for it. Connor Coffin put up a great fight. Jordy Smith's taken things to another level here.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely come out swinging. And that 8.5 was, again, in my opinion, one of the better barrels we've seen at backdoor. Just the shape of the wave was, you know, a legit backdoor barrel. That thing was huge, wide open. I like the 6.3 from the judges for Gabriel Medina, really keeping that scale intact. You know, so we got ourselves a barn burner here.
You get to this end of the season, obviously the title race is the focus, but individual stories are still a big deal. Jordy Smith chasing a Triple Crown title, already on his way to his best ever finish here in the Billabong Pipe Masters, and he could become the first surfer since Sean Thompson from South Africa to get a Pipe Masters title. They waited a long time in South Africa for another Pipe Master. 1975 Sean won this event.
Yeah, well, put the bunny chows on ice. We're not ready to celebrate yet because, you know, Gabriel Medina is going to go nuts in this heat. But I really feel the mojo, the momentum with with Jordy. You know, I feel like, you know, he's just feeling comfortable here. We keep talking about how he has a house here now on the North Shore, and he really does look like he's more comfortable than I've ever seen him out here.
He's more comfortable in his demeanour, in the way he's approached his heats out here, but I think more sure of himself in where he's positioning himself in this lineup. He's had great waves here at Pipe before and also had great backdoor rides, but I don't think he's ever sat as deep as he has in 2018.
I'd agree, Ronnie. It's a good point. You know,
You can sit out at pipe and let waves pick you up, or you can scour the lineup at pipe and really find everything and try to milk all the juice out of each heat. And that's what you need to do to beat someone like Gabriel. So hopefully Jordy can keep that intensity up.
One Pipe Masters victory for South Africa. Jordy looking for a second. One win for Brazil. Gabriel Medina, he's seeking a victory here. He wants to get in the company of Adriano de Souza, who broke through in 2015, the same year he won the world title. But, I think it's fair to say that we've watched a few fantastic years play out. Gabriel Medina continues to just bring energy to title races. He makes these showdowns so interesting. We were touching on it, or beginning to touch on it, last time we spoke here, Ross. And I think he really made John Florence's world titles a lot more special just because he pushed him right to that final event. I mean,
in my opinion, that is the rivalry right there. You have two contrasting characters, both matching each other with crazy amount of talent. You have John, who's more the freestylist. You have Gabriel, who's the competitive beast. So, I know that was really that meant a lot to John to get over a couple titles on Gabriel.
A world title on the line here for Gabriel Medina. If he can win this heat, it's over. What a huge moment it would be, but it would be equally as impressive for Jordy Smith to cause a massive upset here. Medina, he just hasn't looked beatable at all. He just looks so rock solid, and doesn't matter if he needs to chase down those numbers on his backhand or on the forehand. He's got the tools to do it.
Absolutely. This has been a fun event, Ronnie. This is one of the better Pipe Masters I can remember in a while. Good intensity, great waves. The waves have been sketchy and big, and now it's just really prime time. But this is Jordy's moment. This is his moment where he could really kind of stamp a mark on his career. If he can beat Gabriel here, and throw a wrench in this title contention right here, this is a big moment for Jordy.
Yeah, Jordy is chasing a 7th championship to a victory here. He's had wins all over the world, but a Pipe Masters title would be monster. He has had a victory at Bell, some of those like long-running events that really hold that prestige, and much like the Pipe Masters, Bells has a similar honour roll. A lot of the sports greats breaking through to ring the bell there.
Absolutely. And it's expected for Jordy. You think about his forehand carve or wrap, it's like, yeah, he's going to win a handful of bells and J-Bay, but if he can get a win here at Pipe, he's going to be a happy camper tonight.
Yeah, you think about his performances, they've all his victories have really come on forehand waves that kind of allow him to show the variety in his surfing. He's never had a big win in barreling surf.
No. And it's because that was for Jordy his weak spot. And in the last couple of years, Jordy has definitely improved. He's gotten a lot more confident in hollow stuff.
Yeah, I think he's got that comfort level in barreling waves. That's not a problem. It's just been figuring out the lineup here at Pipe, because where he grew up, there's fantastic tube riding waves, isn't there? Yeah, there is.
And it's never been an issue for me. When I watch Jordy in 6 to 8 foot beach breaks, he's just like Felipe. He's really good. But at Pipe, it's a different animal. These 10 to 12 foot days at Pipe on reef are super intimidating, and only a handful look hungry for it.
It feels like this year is a special one here at the Billabong Pipe Masters. Yesterday was just an all-time. We spoke about it this morning. It was just non-stop. There was just so many set waves reeling in, and everywhere you looked with that dual heat format, there was guys popping out of barrels or dropping out of the sky. Bit of movement on the takeoff here at the moment. And there you go. There's someone dropping out of the sky right now, Jordy Smith. He goes down. He had priority there, and that was a straight closeout, so you'd have to call that an error.
100% sold right there for Gabriel. That was just mastery right there. Jedi mind trick. Jordy was in no man's land on the reef right there. When I saw Jordy paddling for that wave, I was like, what is he doing? He's way too deep. And that was 100% Jordy looking at Gabriel. He got caught up there. He had priority, and he put himself in the wrong spot.
Does anyone work over their competitors better without priority, Strider, than Gabriel Medina?
Work his opponent. He worked him to the corner. It wasn't just that wave. He's been on him for the entire heat. That last like 5 or 6 minutes, he made him look at every single wave. Jordy was not going. I thought, wow, Jordy's really got a great poise. And then he finally sold him. I mean, it was crazy. Sold him on a closeout. This is a heavy heat. I love it. Gabriel doing everything he can to get back in the driver's seat of this heat.
He creates those turning point moments, Medina, doesn't he, Ross? And that might be a big one in the context of this heat, but he's got to convert on this next ride. He needs some big numbers. Here he goes. On the backhand, eyeing off backdoor. This wave starting to set up nicely. Drags the body for a moment, locks in, the wave spits. He's still gunning, and Medina will come out with the second spit here at backdoor. So there you go, big turning point. Selling a wave to Jordy Smith, getting priority back and making it count.
I'm speechless. I mean, he just flicked on the freak button right there. You know, he does it every heat. He just manages to find that moment. Sold Jordy on that wave. You know, Jordy got caught staring at Gabriel rather than doing his own thing on the reef. And then it just paid off. Sure enough, that wave came right to Gabby.
What a freak. Gabriel Medina is actually looking to equal Joel Parkinson's 12 Championship Tour wins. Let's take another look at this ride. So technical.
I mean, he's toying with it right there. He saw him kind of sit upright, waited for his moment to step on the brakes. When he needed to slow down, he stuck his knee in the wall and he slowed down. Watch his front knee. Right here, he's going to stand up, let it go. Then he puts it down to kind of gauge that speed and slow down. And he even fit in a little pump. Mind you, this is at backdoor on his backhand. You know, not many goofy footers even look at rights. Gabriel, he takes advantage of it.
Really technical barrel, really long barrel. Was it as big, the wave, and as gnarly as Jordy's 8.5 though?
That's a good question. You know, it's definitely more technical than Jordy's barrel, but it was not as big. Jordy's barrel was a gnarlier wave, it was a bigger wave. So apples to oranges. You know, I think the judges will really like how in control he was. So I think it's going to be a similar score, Ronnie.
It's hard to argue with the ability of Medina's backhand tube riding. He already banked a 10, maybe the wave of the event so far on his backhand at backdoor. We spoke about how dangerous he can be no matter which sort of way the conditions are working. But we'll see what Jordy can do in response here. Good looking wave. Jordy's locked in. He's going to find his way through this one. A couple of peace signs. So really feeling it there, and he actually got out of that wave before Medina, so should get priority back. But we've got solid numbers rolling through for Gabriel Medina. I think the judges are really looking closely at his technical ability and the length of that tube. He just dropped a 9.1.
Wow, big score there. So just a half point higher than what I thought it would be. And I really like that. I think the judges liked how much control that Gabriel showed in that barrel. That's rare. A lot of these times these guys will take off on a great wave and just ride it and get barreled and spit out. But Gabriel really surfed his way into that 9.
So many of the best. Let's have a look at Jordy's wave again. Beautiful, beautiful ride.
And Jordy's got, you know, give him credit, he's picking off some bigger waves. The 8.5 was a big backdoor wave, and now this is a real solid wave on his left, on his backhand. Let go of this rail, that was pretty technical. Late drop, got underneath it. You know, for sure he's going to get rid of the 7.3.
The judges aren't looking into the tube, but how difficult is that to do, and what kind of commitment does that show to let go of your rail like that?
I mean, all the technical ability came in the first 3 seconds. When he took off, he got underneath it. That's really hard to do. That shows commitment. He dragged his body on the wall to slow down. The second half of the ride, the judges won't be as happy with because he got out of the barrel a little quick. But you know, that was a heavy drop. I really don't know where they're going to go with it. 7.78. It's definitely within the realm.
So just over 14 minutes to go, we have a big heat on our hands. Gabriel Medina surfing for a second world title. Jordy Smith, he's searching for a Vance Triple Crown title. He needs to win the contest to do that, waiting on numbers to come through. The judges having a good look at it. It looks like it might fall short here. Got some split decision on the panel at the moment, but it averaged out at a 7.27. It's not going to factor into his top 2. So still looking for a 7.78. The bonus though for Jordy is he got back out there and got priority. Surfers trying to position themselves deep on another nice looking set that's rolling our way at the moment. Gabe's just making Jordy think about his wave choice here. He's so convincing in his cell, Gabriel. You know, and it's so scary letting him take insiders because he has that X factor.
I mean, look at him. He's just kicking around, scrambling. It's just that weird, frantic energy that's in the water next to you. Jordy's probably, you know, in his head, he's got a dialogue. He's like, just chill out. You know, I'm trying to focus here. And Gabriel, meanwhile, is just causing all this havoc around him.
Just on 13 minutes to go, Jordy Smith now needs a 7.78. Medina out in front, chasing a second world title. flying this one off. Well positioned, grabs the rail, tucks in, should find his way through. There he is.
Stoked to make it. 4 more great waves. That's about it.
Lining up another one here, looking at backdoor. This is a big wave. He's locked in. He should come through this one. Oh, Medina, the hands go up.
So happy to make it through. Hopefully we can keep going and make it to the final.
An amazing Final Four here at the last event of the season. And we have still got to work out who our world champion is. Gabriel Medina in a great position at the moment. He's banked a 9.1 on his last ride. Kicked off the heat with a 7.17. Jordy Smith's not out of it though. You heard Jordy. He said he needs 4 more great rides. Well, great rides aren't going to cut it. He needs excellent rides. He's already got one of them. He needs another. 7.78 for Jordy Smith to get through. And we've been tracking Jordy's year along with Julian Wilson behind the scenes in the All In series that premieres on December 19th on Facebook. Go to the address facebook.com/allin. WSL and Red Bull collaborating there to just give you a deeper layer on the Championship Tour competitors. But this is going to be a big moment for Jordy Smith. Obviously a huge one for Medina as well, but Medina goes into this heat the heavy favourite, so Jordy's really looking to turn things around.
Yeah, he's going to have to, you know, kind of really just reset because, you know, he had a comfortable start there thinking, all right, I have control of this heat, and Gabriel really just kind of did a 180 of this whole, with the energy, everything. He just kind of, you know, he dictated terms like he always does. So Jordy has to somehow manage to regroup and try to somehow find that 7.78, not get too ahead of himself. Just sit in the spot you want to sit, you have priority, and get that sick backdoor wave.
Well, Jordy was winning the surfing competition at that point. He had the rhythm, he had priority. It was the competitive savvy of Gabriel Medina which turned things around, sold Jordy on a complete closeout, and then he just so rarely fails to capitalise on those small opportunities to make magic moments.
That's so true. You know, he that's what makes Gabriel really hard to beat. He covers all aspects of competition, of competing, I should say. You know, he's got the talent, he's got the flair, he's got the ability to read the water, and then on top of that, he knows how to jockey and just kind of create this weird energy in the water that gets the guy to focus on him rather than the water.
And Julian Wilson watching on, just begging for Jordy Smith to get the job done here. So he has that opportunity, because it has felt like, even in the lead up to this event, that Julian's been really confident about going on to get his second Pipe Masters and giving himself a shot at this world title. So far, so good. He's just, you know, gotten himself through some pretty dicey heats. Yeah. But I think it's fair to say he hasn't had the same kind of opportunities on quality rides to lock in the big numbers just yet.
I agree. You know, we've been talking about it, Ronnie, behind the scenes. You know, Julian has not had that statement heat that he is so capable of. Julian has the talent to have these big highlights that we've been watching from Gabriel and Kelly. You know, he's right there. So, I mean, the time is now. You know, this semi is the time to do it, Jules.
8.5 minutes to go here. We haven't even had an opportunity to dive into the bottom half of the draw. Julian Wilson will be taking on the 7-time Pipe Masters champ, the 11-time world champion Kelly Slater. Remarkable that he gets himself into the semis here again. You know, I think that, you know, even if next year is Kelly's last year in the Pipe Masters, this is an event that they're just going to have to keep putting him in as a wild card because he's so capable. His barrel riding only gets better each time we see him out here.
We're going to go ahead and chalk that up as a no-brainer. For sure, Kelly he's going to be able to and probably will be invited to surf the Pipe Masters until he's 65. And you know he's going to be some trippy old bald eagle goat that's just going to go out there and win lots of heats, even at age 60, you know, because he's going to, as long as he can keep his body in shape, he'll get barreled out here. Really
positive sides too for Kelly's 2019 campaign, which we know is going to be his last full tilt crack at a championship tour season. 7.5 minutes remaining here in semi-final number 1, and Gabriel Medina still hanging on to that lead. Jordy Smith with priority. Here's how things kicked off.
Well, it's been cool to see this recap because you can get to compare, and they're very close. I mean, you could flip-flop these scores and we wouldn't be phased right now. You know, Jordy surfed a brilliant heat, so has Gabriel. You know, and every now and then the judges will kind of look at commitment for the biggest, gnarliest wave, and then sometimes they'll veer towards how technical the barrel was. Because I would say Jordy's had the gnarliest waves in his heat. That wave's definitely a heavy wave right there. but the judges have sort of favored this barrel right here. This is the best score at 9. Not a technical drop, not a gnarly wave, but very talented in the barrel. A lot of little subtle moves there, and the judges this time gave that the nod.
It's only a personal opinion, but for me, I feel like Geordie still should probably have the single best score for his backdoor wave. Medina a bit more technical. Obviously, Geordie has been really strong on the backhand as well. This one, Ross, I love the fact he let go of his rail, but you think he might have sacrificed a bit of time behind the curtain in doing that?
Well, it's a good point, because you know that's something Gabriel would not have done. Gabriel would have dragged both his arms in that barrel until the bitter end, and it's a good point. You know, he didn't improve his points by just that 1/10 of a point. You know, so it's at this point we really are splitting hairs. The heat is so close.
6 minutes to go in the heat. If Gabriel remains in the lead, he will be the 2018 World Champion, a 2-time winner. Joining some pretty elite company, Damien Hardman, Tom Carroll. But he's got a lot more title runs in him. But this is going to be such a fun year. You know, a world title is a world title. There has been such worthy opponents this season. But without John Florence on the men's side competing, without Tyler Wright on the women's side competing, it just gets you all amped up for what's to come in 2019 as well.
Well, if Gabriel somehow holds on here and wins the world title, don't bother telling that to him. You know, he would just be a little irritated and be like, oh, well, okay, well, watch out for me next year then. You know, there's always these goals within goals and all these little mini drama stories.
And John obviously has those back-to-back world titles. And that would be pretty cool, seeing those two go head-to-head in 2019, seeing they can get the 3 and match Mick Fanning, Curran, Andy Irons, Geordie Smith looking for that 7.78. He's had a long time to marinate on that number, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's going to have to wait for the lineup to calm down. You know, there's a bit of north and a swell today, so every now and then you'll have periods of about 5 minutes where a strong rip will go right through the lineup. And that's what's happening right now. So, you know, time is not on his side, but he needs this lineup to calm down.
Well, against Sebastian Zeitz, Geordie had that wave in the end. Sorry, it was in the 4th round, wasn't it? At the end of the heat, he had a wave to snatch the victory. It was in the dying stages. So he's already shown he can hold his nerve until the hooter. He's going to have to do it big time here. 4 minutes to go. Can't make any more priority blunders, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, hopefully he learned from that. He's like, you know, probably the second he went on that, he's like, I can't believe I did that. So, you know, he's just begging for another opportunity. That's what he needs. One more nice set to come through the lineup and this current to get out of Dodge. Some
magic runs for some underdogs in this event. Yago Dora going a long way through the draw to the quarterfinals. Juan de Rube, epic performance from him to get to the quarters. Both those guys shoring up their place for next season. But there was no denying Kelly Slater. Even when Kelly sort of seemed to be searching for numbers and you know, kind of desperate for a wave, you never had any doubts, Ross, that he wouldn't get the number he needed.
No, it's too much time for him, and he's so brilliant at scouring the entire lineup that he's not going to let a 5.3 even slip by. You know, he just is. His radar is really sharp here at backdoor and pipe.
Well, 3 minutes to go, and the crowd has gone extremely quiet here. I think they're maybe saving their voices for potentially a monster cheer. Jesse Mendez watching on. He is the front runner for the Vans Triple Crown title at the moment. So if Medina gets the jump here, claims his 2nd world title, Jesse Mendez is going to get a huge honour, become just the 2nd Brazilian to win the Vans Triple Crown behind Medina. There hasn't been too many goofy-footed champions either. That would be the biggest result of his career for sure.
This is big. This is a big 3 minutes right here. We could be seeing a world champion and a Vans Triple Crown champ right here.
2.5 minutes to go. Could you imagine what's going through Medina's mind at the moment?
He's just looking at the clock. Please peel away. Each second can't go by quick enough. Geordie, the exact opposite. And he's just, first of all, he's mad that ski just zipped by. And second of all, he needs a set to come through. I do see some bumps on the horizon though, so I believe Geordie's going to get a shot.
Geordie just wanting an update. He wants to know how much time is on the clock. He probably wants a reminder of the requirement. 7.78. Hanging out for a time call at the moment. Sweating on a set wave to come his way. 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. Mick Fanning was in here this morning. He said that he wouldn't be surprised to see Medina and Julian in the final again here. That happened in 2014. Medina got the world title that year, but Julian, he claimed the Pipe Masters victory and a Triple Crown title that year.
Well, we could be seeing a repeat. That might happen again. Here comes a set. I think Geordie's going to get a chance, and 7.78 is super gettable. I mean, you know, an 8-point ride for him is a no-brainer. He just needs this set to come in right now.
1 minute remaining. It's not a single line this set. It's not a one-waver. There's a couple in it, so even if Geordie gets the score, Medina might have a chance to improve on his 7.17 here too. 1 minute remaining, the crowd cheering. The Brazilian fans starting to move down to the water's edge. .45 seconds to go now.
I think just enough time for the second wave in this set. A second wave in this set has some promise.
Slater already out in the lineup. Julian Wilson also approaching the takeoff zone at the moment. Geordie, he has a smile on his face, holding his nerve at the moment. 25 seconds to go. I can't see a lot approaching Geordie Smith at the moment.
No, watch for the double-fisted claim right here. It's coming up.
Medina's got his hands up already. He's starting to celebrate. Big smile on his face. The crowd already cheering. They're on their feet. Julian Wilson hugging it out with Gabriel Medina. An incredible effort from Wilson to get into the semi-finals, but Gabriel always had his fate in his own hands, and he has performed so well here on finals day. He has performed like a world champion 2 times over.
I mean, what's amazing is Gabriel did what Gabriel does, and he took fate into his own hands. You know, he's got the talent, but he really manufactured a lot of these rides and a lot of these wins. He's such a brilliant competitor. Amazing effort from Geordie Smith.
He put up a great heat score total, really pushed Gabriel in this one. But he'll surrender that Vans Triple Crown title to Jesse Mendez. Congratulations to Jesse, a rookie on the championship tour this year. What a way to finish the season.
He's stoked. Amazing. You know, you can't take that away from him. He is just ecstatic right now.
Immortalised in the sport here on the North Shore, but this man has just claimed his second world title. Became one of the youngest ever to win in 2014. And even though he's had some sloppy starts, Ross, following that, he always managed to fight back in the back half of the season to get himself into title contention. This year he flicked the switch a little earlier after a poor start, and he didn't look back. And he came into this final event wearing that Jeep Leaders jersey, and he has performed this entire event like the world champ that he is now.
Yeah, he really has. You know, this is one of the most well-deserved world titles I've seen in a long time. You know, he's just been dominant. Even when he wasn't leading this year, it always looked like he was going to. It was just a matter of time. Everything unfolded the way we kind of thought it would for Gabriel.
And it really did feel like after 2014, he was just going to get on a roll, and it was hard to think of people that would stop him. But there is always challenges. Adriano de Souza stepped up in 2015. John Florence went on an absolute tear through 2016 and 2017. But Medina, he's just been super impressive this year, despite the fact that Italo Ferreira got off to an amazing start. Julian had that incredible event win on the Gold Coast, and Felipe Toledo caught fire. Medina just backs himself in the back half of the season.
Yeah, it's amazing. Every year, he just surfs so insane in Europe and in Hawaii. He's a great closer.
Get ready for your eardrums to be absolutely exercised, because this is going to be a big celebration. A huge moment for Medina.
He can finally let go. That's what I see right there. This is a man letting go. You know, you have to hold your cards so close to your chest when you're trying to win, and now he can just enjoy it.
24 years of age, his 25th birthday just a couple of days away, December 22nd, and he will be celebrating a second world title. Gabriel Medina, your 2018 world champion, hits the beach and is absolutely swamped by the Brazilian fans and family.
There is a massive amount of people there rushing towards Gabriel Medina. What a scene here. This is very cool.
What a moment. We'll follow Gabriel. Great to see Julian out there in the lineup with him, the boys hugging it out. Julian's going to refocus. He's still got a big goal in mind, Ross. There's still a Pipe Masters title up for grabs.
Absolutely. A lot at stake in the water. See a huge embrace right there for his stepfather, Charlie. Just reached his boy there. Gabriel looks so psyched. Big smile there, Ronnie.
Gabriel Medina rides the human chariot toward the presentation stage. We'll have Rosie Hodge down there, I'm sure, to have a chat with Medina before he gears up to take on the final of the Billabong Pipe Masters. He's been in this position before. Just had to settle himself and regroup and then go out there and chase what is an event win, Ross, that he would love more than anything. I think that the celebration will be short-lived here. He'll get reset.
Yeah, I mean, you can remember when he won his first world title, he almost missed his heat against Felipe, and then he went back out there and actually beat Felipe in like 5-10 minutes, which was unbelievable. But he will have to regroup. I know this is a year-long effort, so this is really important for him to let go and enjoy it. But you're absolutely right. He wants to win a Pipe Masters.
100%. It's an extended break for the Championship Tour competitors. Plenty of time to rip in and celebrate.
Yeah.
this next hour is not the time to do it.
Right.
But he is absolutely soaking up the love from this crowd. And a big shout out to everyone down there making this special moment, being part of this historical event. It's been an epic Billabong Pipe Masters, and there is more fun to come.
It's been insane. Yeah, it's been really fun. And he's over the moon right now. He can't think about anything but right here, but just celebrating and soaking it in.
Do you like that? Well, if so, subscribe over there and then watch more videos over there. And then tell us your favorite videos down there. It's a 3-step process. Do them all now.